Traditional search engines like Google are adding AI elements, and AI tools like ChatGPT, they're adding in traditional web search capabilities. So basically, these two worlds are just morphing into one thing, which is AI-powered search. So in order to optimize for this new reality, we need to understand how AI-powered search works. And there's two main things that are a little bit different. We need to think differently about than traditional web search. One is they actually generate an answer first with the knowledge they've been trained on. Then they look for sources to support the answer and to link to as support for what they already said. So that adds another layer of research and planning to articles where basically we can find things that the AI-powered search engines are saying and they're unable to find a link to back up what they're saying. And then you cover that point, you can be that link. And then also they don't cite full web pages, they cite individual chunks. So the way that an AI stores information is it takes a ton of information in and then it splits it up into very small chunks. And it stores those very small chunks in something called a vector database, but you can imagine it as kind of like a giant Excel spreadsheet with little chunks of information, like sentence or two in each cell. And it's all kind of mixed up. So this is hard, especially for us SEOs that have always thought of a single web page or a single blog article as one thing. It's not the case anymore. A single piece of content is many pieces of content, essentially. So we need to remember that things need to be chunked up very granularly more than ever. In general, we do want to avoid writing any blog content with the AI tools. People are like, can I just write my blog article with ChatGPT? No, because A, Google doesn't like it. And B, the AIs are kind of like they're engineered to trace information back to original firsthand human sources, not machine generated summaries of other machine generated content. So it's like it becomes a game of telephone if an AI cites an AI written article. So what stands out now and what is most likely to get cited as a source by the LLMs, aka the AI chatbots, is human written content. So you can certainly use something like ChatGPT to help with your content ideation and your planning and have it make you an outline of points to touch upon. That's actually really good to do because it's telling you what it wants to see in your article, but the words should be written by humans. And one of the clues that you can give, I mean, Google's algorithms are extremely good at picking up on what was written by an AI and what isn't, but they still tell you they want you to do this to make you stand out above AI generated content, which is talking about firsthand experience. So they've always had this acronym that they call EAT, which means expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Three things you should have your content demonstrate. And that's all still applies, but they added this new E to kind of help combat against the generic AI, bland generic AI content, because it's something that an AI can't fake. So if ChatGPT writes an article for you, it's not going to say anything like, here at Fairway Green, we have tested different things over the years, and we have found that for us and for our clients, the most effective is this. That's that firsthand knowledge that just cannot be replicated. So the more of that you put in, the better your content will do. And as I already said, start with the tradition. All the traditional SEO stuff still applies. That's all a foundation underneath all of this extra addition stuff. So as mentioned before, we need to think of things in chunks. And specifically, some of the things we have to do is actually break up the content more than ever before. I mean, we were all trained in school that like a proper paragraph is 5 sentences. Like we need to throw all of that out the window.
Yeah.
So really, your opportunity is not to get found as a whole page, even a whole big long paragraph. It's these really granular, short paragraphs, bullets, subheads under subheads. You can even go like heading 1 and then heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5 to kind of keep drilling down into a point. And then organizing all of that. There's a plugin that will automatically insert a table of contents at the top of an article to jump amongst all of your subheads. So the plugin automatically inserts this and it just jumps down to that part of the article. But you'll see like This is definitely not like college essay style writing. It's not big paragraphs and three big paragraphs per heading. It's like a sentence, bullets, next subhead, subhead to the subhead, etc. So this gets just like a style of writing you got to get used to. The other thing is to start, like we're trained to put a conclusion sentence at the end of something that we say. It's actually better in this world to start with your conclusion sentence. Like give the answer first and then give additional information. So in the past, I would have said, all of this applies and therefore it's all this should be implemented. No, you got to start with the conclusion. In order to fix this, you have to do this and this high level and then get into more detail. So always remember, do your conclusion sentence first. So start each section, clear, concise summary. Think of it as putting your conclusion first. And then FAQs. AIs love FAQs. So the more FAQs you can add, whether it be at the bottom of a blog article or this is actually probably more relevant to your service pages because you kind of do, when you write a blog article in this format, you almost do cover like FAQs within the article. But if for some reason you don't cover everything and there's additional FAQs left over, you can put a chunk of FAQs at the bottom. Otherwise, they should be on each service page like this. We normally wouldn't have such kind of basic information on our service pages, but we're going through and we're adding it because it's so important now. When you go to Google and you search for, I don't know, let me just say AI overview, it gives you a brief AI answer at the top for a lot of things, but this is powered by Google's version of ChatGPT, which is Gemini. So the best place to find your FAQs is to go to gemini.google.com and like talk to Gemini directly. What is an AI overview? Here's kind of the longer version answer of what it had summarized at the top. These are really like the key things it wants you to cover. And you can even say like, what are FAQs about AI overviews? And it will tell you. And then obviously don't copy them word for word. I mean, the
Yeah.
FAQs, I guess you could, but not the answers, not word for word. But what are they? How do they work? Where do they get their information? So it spells it right out for you what they need to look like. But here's where you can also find really good opportunities. So, like I said before, they answer the question first with their general knowledge. Then they go look for websites to back up what they already said. So, what you want to watch for is you see how all these have one or even two links, or not all of them, actually. That's the opportunity. Look for the ones
Yeah.
that don't. This point and this point, that's where you have an opportunity to get found. And if you want to dig even deeper into that, there's this whole process you can do where you hit the three dots and you go double check response. It will then kind of double check itself. And it will then like highlight the ones where it's like, yes, I definitely found a good point to back me up here. And it will even highlight a specific
Yeah.
thing that it cited.
Yeah.
But the ones that don't have anything, that's where you want to like really dig
Okay.
into.